Hello! Welcome again to another edition of Practical English. I am your host, Peter, from Canada, coming to you by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And today we are going to be looking at the use of be going to in order to make plans and predictions. So, the types of plans we use it for are things where we've already scheduled the event. We've taken preparations to see that this happens. So, for example, I'm going to give a talk at the convention. The impression here is that you have already agreed to do this, the arrangements have been made, and everything. She's going to start university next year. Chances are she's already enrolled in some courses and paid her fees. He isn't going to accept the job, so he has made the decision that he will not work there. And are you going to see the movie? Meaning, do you have plans to see the movie? Predictions are a little different. Predictions are anticipation of the future. We use be going to specifically for predictions that are based on evidence. For example, we're going to be late. This you might realize if you are stuck in traffic or if the time just makes it impossible for you to be on time. It isn't going to rain. Your evidence here might be a clear blue sky. And are they going to win? You might ask this about a sport team based on what you know about their abilities and history. All right, so the important thing to remember about be going to, two important things really, is you must always have that verb to be. And the conjugation is something you should be familiar with. You, we, and they are. I am, and he, she, and it is. And to is followed by the preposition. And again, contractions. I am is I'm. You are is your. She is she's. Okay, to make the negative, we use not. I'm not. We aren't. She isn't. And to make questions, again, we reverse the verb to be and the subject. Are you going to give a talk? Is he going to give a talk? All right, so let's take a look at some exercises here. We're going to try and complete these expressions with be going to and using the verbs at the top of the list. So our first example is a question. What film you tonight? Well, what verb here collocates with films? That is see. And it is a question. So it's what film, the verb to be, are you going to, and the infinitive verb. What film are you going to see tonight? All right, our next one is also a question. Your sister to drive. Which of these verbs can collocate with drive? I would say learn is the best choice. So the verb for your sister, the form of the verb to be would be is. Is your sister going to learn to drive? Number 2 has 2 spaces to complete. We camping next summer. We in a hotel. Now we already know that the verb go collocates with camping, but here we see it's in the negative. And keep in mind, this is different from going to. Going to performs a language function. Here, go is a main verb. So it would be we aren't going to go camping next summer. I know the double use of go can be confusing, but yes, this is necessary. So we aren't going to go camping next summer. We in a hotel. What verb collocates with hotel? That verb is stay. So again, we are going to stay in a hotel. You in class 3 next year. All right, this is a little difficult because the verb here has many different uses, but the thing is, nothing else fits. Cook doesn't fit, not listen doesn't fit. So our only real choice here is the verb to be. So you are, conjugated with you, the verb to be is are, going to, and then again, be is our main verb as well. So in the infinitive, you are going to be in class 3 next year. He, a taxi to the airport. So he is going to, and the only choice that fits here is get. Get a taxi to the airport. I, a family meal tonight. With a meal, your verb from the list is cook. So I am going to cook a family meal tonight. Number 6, you can talk, but I to you. Very confrontational. That verb is not listen. So you can talk, but I am not going to, it's the negative here, listen to you. And 7, it is a question. So what are you going to, well, we only have 2 verbs left here. One is do and one is study. But the correct choice here is do, because this is when you leave school. But as it turns out, the person is answering that they intend to continue to study at university. And so our last answer is, I'm going to study history at university. Let's take a look at some examples of predictions. Try and guess what these people are predicting with be going to. So here we have a lady at a bookstore. The clerk is smiling, handing her a book. A possibility he could be saying here is, you're going to love this book. Remember, we make predictions with be going to based on evidence. So probably the shop clerk knows her taste, so he predicts she's going to love it. Okay, we used late as an example earlier, and you can see this couple is stuck on a bridge in traffic. Yeah, so they have a pretty good reason to believe they're not going to get to work in time. So this is we're going to, and the verb, because it comes before an adjective, is be. We're going to be late for work. Scott is playing Hill in a tennis match. He won the first 2 sets 6-1. He's up 5-1. So there is pretty ample evidence that Scott is going to win the match. And here we have a child playing with a cell phone, and his mother is warning him, what's going to happen here? You are going to break it. So, in future videos, we will take a look at other ways of expressing both the future and predictions. That's all for today, and probably all for this week, because believe it or not, I have 6 classes tomorrow, so I'm going to be a very busy boy. If this was useful to you, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.